Hello, everyone. We are back. This is the second week that we are here live on this broadcast on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So, welcome back to our broadcast. I am Tikwa Scarborough. I am the CEO of Power Pro Assistance, your one stop shop of virtual assistant services. And we're going to talk about those different services today. So, we're going to talk about, are you looking for a virtual assistant, right? And what are the things that you should be looking for, whether you are hiring one virtual assistant or you are hiring a team of virtual assistants? So I'm going to let my team introduce themselves, and we'll start with Casey.
Hey everyone, my name is Casey Almeida, and I am the online business manager and system specialist at PowerPro, as well as one of the client managers.
Bree.
Hi everyone, my name is Bria. I am one of the social media managers here at PowerPro as well as the client manager.
Awesome. Cora.
Hi, my name is Cora Williams. I am the support team as well as the project manager for Power Pro.
And Jasmine.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jasmine. I am the Executive Virtual Assistant for Power Pro Assistance, and I am the Client Manager as well.
Awesome. Now that the team has introduced themselves, and this is our second week in, so let's talk about if you are looking for a virtual assistant. And we're going to talk about four things that's going to have some sub topics to go along what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to break this up into offers, right? What a virtual assistant, what kind of services that a virtual assistant as a solo virtual assistant and also a virtual assistant agency. So we're going to talk about the services that we provide. And one of them is being one of our signature program, which is executive admin support, which we call our client managers, right? That provide a one-to-one service to our clients, to CEO, depending on what package that you invest in for you and your company or your team. We have different price ranges as well as packages to fit what you're looking for. So we're going to talk a little bit about the admin support, right? And what kind of support that we can give you or what you're looking for. Even if you don't know what to delegate to a virtual assistant, we're going to talk about those things. So I'm going to go down with everybody here on the team, and they're going to give their point of view in regards to administrative assistant support. So if you're looking for someone who provides admin support, which we provide executive admin support, where we are focusing on our CEOs or C-suite management, all levels of management, whether you're a solopreneur or you have a team at your company, whether small, medium, or large. You need an admin. Every company needs an admin. You cannot do without an admin. It's just impossible for you to do that because most of the time, most of the work is administrative stuff. And that administrative stuff needs to be done in order for other things to be done, right? So if you need to go to Las Vegas for a speaking engagement, then there's things that have to happen before you get there, right? You need someone to send the contract, right? Or send your speaker notes or speaker sheet or leads and have that conversation, or maybe do some negotiations on your behalf, and then sending the emails and doing the follow-ups. Because let's be honest, guys, the money is in the follow-up, right? If you don't follow up, people can lose their jobs, people could lose money, and people go out of business. Follow-ups are very important, and you have your administrative assistant who will do those follow-ups for you and should be doing those follow-ups so that you can focus on preparing for your speaking engagement, right? Preparing those notes and practicing while we're taking care of all that stuff. And what else goes along with that? It's the travel arrangement, it's the hotel, it's the booking, and maybe ordering some food, your favorite foods, and having those things ready for you. We can also think ahead And while you're out there, if you're an author, you have a book, find some other things that you can do while you're in that city for that couple of days. Maybe you can do a book signing somewhere in the area. So these are some of the things that our executive assistant can do for you. So I'm going to hand it over to Casey, and she can talk about maybe some of her experiences that she have with her clients and give some tips as well.
Yeah, so Tikwa kind of touched on the administrative tasks and just what can be delegated and assigned. But when she exaggerated on the executive administrative support, we have our business set up for where we're all client managers. So when you're assigned a client manager, what we do is we really are the accountability partner for our clients, and we just like take account of their action items, what they need to do, and we keep them on the right track. They get to focus on the stuff that they need done, the action items that they need to do, and we take on all of those things that they don't necessarily want to focus on or have the time to focus on.
Thank you, Casey, for touching on that. Bree.
So I think what, Casey and Tikwa touched on are very important. I know for me, I work with someone who runs nonprofits and helps them in that sector. So honestly, administrative services can be applied to pretty much anyone, whatever they're doing. And it's very important because even whether they're a big corporation, a small business, a nonprofit, you always want to feel organized. You always want to, feel like you're on top of everything. So, it's definitely, it's very, like, I would say the benefits are unlimited with a virtual assistant.
Thank you, Bree, for touching on that. Nonprofits definitely is an area where definitely need an executive assistant along with other industry as well. Cora?
So for me, I am the support staff. So while you have these wonderful, beautiful ladies who is your client facing, your front office, I'm your back office. So to keep things moving, they're your accountability partner. They take it, but you also need a team in the back to get some of those non-preferred or annoying tasks kind of done a little bit quicker so that they can be there to help you put out the fires. Because I think a lot of times business owners forget you're not just making money, you're solving problems. And sometimes you need somebody in the trenches, but while the two of you guys are in the trenches, you still need the worker bees to finish up the remainder of the list. So that's what I kind of do. I come in and I help support them so that they can move your business and help you grow further along, because admin, while it has to be done, you don't really get paid for that. But it's what keeps your business going. It's the foundation, but that's not where people want to spend their money. That's not where they want to spend their time. Now, I love it, but not everybody loves it. So that's where, as a team and with the agency, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the front office and the back office, and you get to breathe easily and go on your trip.
Thank you, Cora. And we're going to dive in a little bit about that with that support one, how it works in our company. But before we do, Jazzy.
Yeah, administrative assistance is important because you want to have a VA help you with your administrative tasks because you don't want things to go overlooked or missed. We recently spoke with a client who spoke on not being able to make those deadlines and missing stuff and forgetting stuff. So having those administrative tasks covered by a VA may, help out in the long run.
Thank you, Jasmine. And thank you, ladies, for putting your input in it because you are the experts, right? This is your zone of genius. And we have a genius company. We all think alike. We all have our special gifts that we provide in different areas where, one is strong and the other one may be weak in certain things, and we complement each other. So let's talk about that client manager and what Cora was talking about, support. So how does that work? So Casey, let's talk a little bit about that. And everybody else can kind of chime in on that as well and how they feel about that. You could talk about, having that support, because what's the difference between being on your own as a VA with working with an agency? What's the difference with that, and what does that bring to you in your life?
Yeah, so I love this topic, and that we have totally restructured the whole agency based on this topic. So a lot of people think that VA work is basically all the same thing. You're just assigned a task and you complete it. You're told how to complete it, when to complete it. You're given the materials to complete it, and you complete it from beginning to end. It doesn't have to stop there, and that's just the beginning of it. So the client managers really are, like I mentioned before, the accountability partners. They work alongside with you, and they're your business partner, and really help you like see the bigger picture, and they take things off of your plate so that you can get back to focusing on the priority tasks that really need done in order to keep the business moving, and we can kind of take everything else off the plate. Now, we decided though that all of those other tasks are extremely important, but everybody needs an admin, like Tikwa mentioned. So we also need admins. So our support team, we have put that in place so that those recurring tasks that are building up and taking up a majority of the focus away from the bigger picture, we also have our own admins that take on those tasks as well, so that we can really focus on what our clients need to be doing and making sure that we're managing that at a higher level.
Yes. And I like this because it wasn't just an idea of someone. We all came together and thought about the support that we need for each other, and then how we can build, merge all of our skill sets and what we do to support our clients. So as we grow, we want our clients to feel comfortable with us. So this is why we have a structure, whereas we know that the role of a CEO, we want to make sure that they are not tasked with any administrative work, that they are totally focused on the vision of their business and then carrying out that vision. So we're part of that vision. We're part of helping them carry out that vision as they, delegate out to their staff and whoever they have on their team as well. So although we are contractors, we are part of your team. And we're here for the long haul. We're not here for a short-term relationship. We're here to help you grow your business, because when you grow, we grow, right? And that's the whole goal of this agency as well, is for us all to grow. So anybody else want to offer anything in regards to that? Okay. So the next topic, I am going to roll this over to Bree. I'll just kick it off. And it's the social media, because I am not the expert in social media. All I know is posting, and I may know some hashtags or whatever, a little to get by on social media. But that is definitely my zone of genius. And to be honest with you, I don't want to do it. But I don't want to have the attitude that, oh my God, I really don't want to do it, because I don't want to put that energy out there like that. But it's just that I know to stay in my lane and to hire someone who is an expert in that field. Just like you're not an expert in the administrative stuff, right? You're an expert in speaking. You're an expert in writing books. You're an expert in running your nonprofit and things like that. And we're an expert in providing a service for you so that you're not bogged down with administrative tasks or even the social media. So I'm going to hand this over to our expert, social media manager, Bree.
So just like, Tikwa said, a lot of people have that same type of mindset, attitude, where you just really don't want to do it. But unfortunately, social media is a big part of how to keep your business afloat, how to, promote your services, how to gain clientele, if, whatever works for your business. So you pretty much have to do it. So with hiring, a virtual assistant, especially Power Pro, not only do we do social media audits, but we'll do hashtag research, as well as content planning and caption creation, because they all tie into one another. You can post a really nice graphic, but the caption may not be as catchy as you want it to be, or your caption can be really, really catchy and, funny, but the graphic isn't, catching anybody but the eye. So they all tie into one another, and especially with hashtags, especially on, Instagram and TikTok, that's how people become viral. That's how posts become viral as well. So you want to make sure that you're using the right ones. You want to make sure you're marketing to the right people, because you can be using hashtags and just talking to no one but yourself. So, these things are so important, especially when you're building your business. And unfortunately, a lot of people may not invest in their social media department, or just invest in their social media for, themselves. So they don't really find it important for their business. But, um, I'll be hiring someone else or hiring a team, to come on and take that annoying task will definitely help in the long run.
Awesome. Thank you, Bree, because I know that I had a few people who have reached out to me on my DM and said that they found me through my hashtag. So I definitely do understand that part of social media, because there was a few people who came to me and say, "Oh, I found you through a hashtag, and I'm interested in your services." So, hiring someone who is an expert in that, and you know that just posting on there, there's not you're not getting any visibility. We also have Bree doing the audit for our client as well. So we go to the social media, and I sometimes take a look at the social media so I can see who you are in your business as well. And I see that you may only have one hashtag or no hashtag at all. And then you don't have any visibility on it because you don't have anything calling attention or attracting your ideal client through your hashtags. So it is important when it comes to social media. So hire an expert for that. Anybody else want to offer anything about social media?
It is the sole form of marketing, and especially virtual businesses now. Everything's virtual. So make sure your business is visual virtually.
Amen. Amen to that. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, and this is in another expert area, and that is systems, creating systems in your business. So it's going to be a lot of topics that's going to come under systems. And I know Casey's probably going to mention the number one thing out of that as well, but I'm going to leave it, hand it over to Casey to talk about the systems, because that is one of the things that we do for our clients as well, is put the systems and processes in place.
Yeah, so you're just how you need an like every business has administrative tasks. You can't run your business without systems. So a system is just anything that provides like a step-by-step process, anything that is repetitive, something that you do over and over again. Say like you have potential client calls and you need to send out the proposal and the contract and the invoice. Whether you do that manually or you put a software in place to do that, it's a system either way. So you can choose how you want to implement that in your business. If you want to have somebody just take on that fully manual, or if you want to have somebody build out a way to automate it, create a workflow, and to where it's just set up to where you click a button and go, and then somebody can just come in and review it. So we offer those system build outs, anything from website, like making sure that the websites that you have up are fully functional in the back end, that you can have like your booking links and your emails and your engagement and everything going on, and having your website as like the hub of your business. So it should be fully functional, and we come in and we make sure that that's fully functional for you, as well as CRMs, which are client relationship management tools, and as well as project management tools. Our favorite personally is ClickUp. Love it. Always promote it. But what that is we can keep track of our action items, put our systems in place, manage the team, manage all of our tasks, and manage all of our client tasks. So it keeps us all on our toes and up to date.
Yes, I love systems. I'm a IT girl myself, but I don't have time to do it. So, whereas, I went to school for it and I learned how to put processes in place and things like that. But I know what my zone of genius is more of coaching and training and getting other women who want to start an online business up and running and using these ladies who are expert at what they do to helping you as well. Like putting those things in systems in place, or maybe having a small little class on how the basic things about social media, or how to start a project management project for a client, or doing executive assistant work for multiple clients, being a client manager and things like that. So we have multi-talented women on this team to help you in your business, whether you want executive admin support, whether you need social media or tech assistance and putting systems in place. And the most important thing is having those SOPs. So I say one of the things working with us is that you're definitely going to have an SOP working with us, based off of the task that we are working, or in the scope of the work that we're working in. At least that part of it, the admin part of it, you'll have a SOP for that. So that if anything, if one of the client managers need to go out for emergency or something like that, then we have someone who's going to take a look at the SOP and say, okay, well, client A, this is what she likes, this is what's pending, this is what's completed, so let me just go in and look at the SOPs on how to do such and such, or how she likes this or how she likes that, or when those check-in calls are, so someone could step into the place, because they have a training manual right there that we already created for our clients, and our clients love it. So even at our discovery call, if we mention this, they was like, what? SOP? Oh, that's what we need. Yeah, we need that. Yeah, we know you need that. That's why you called us to help you, right? In your business. So definitely working with us. And that's something that you should be looking for with your VA, and of course, if it's in the scope of their work, if they do it, because it may be a little bit different with them where they charge you for those SOPs. Working with us at the agency is a complimentary, and it's mandatory for our client managers to fit that in as they're working with their clients. So it's a perk working with us. That's one of the perks of working with us. So the second thing that we're going to talk about is we're just going to give you some tips, and everybody could offer their experience. So I want everybody to give like a case study in regards to great communication and great communication, customer service, because this is so important in any profession, any business that you're working in. Communication is so important, whether it's verbal or written. And this is one of the things that our potential clients that we hear a lot when we are having our discovery or consultations, is that we want someone who communicates well, someone that understands my needs and be able to think forward, think and be 10 steps ahead of me, and not someone who is, okay, you need this done, all right, so when do you need it done, or whatever, just waiting for the task. We don't do that here. We are getting into your business. We're being nosy. What you got going on? Oh, I see that you have this meeting, and then you have this going on. Why did you put that there when you know that you need some traveling time to get to A to B, and things like that. So that communication skills is very important. So this is why it's very highly advisable for your client manager to set up strategy calls with you, or just check-in calls. Just, hey, everything could be good. It don't have to be a strategy. It could just be a check-in. Are you okay? Did anything change in your goals this week? Did you pivot from anything? Because your admin needs to know everything. They needs to know everything that you're doing, because then that's how they're going to know how they're going to move, and how they're going to quickly think on their feet on how to make the changes for you, or quickly get in touch with somebody because it was an emergency and things like that. So that's why it's so important to have those check-ins. I know that Casey, with one of the clients, she has about 2 or 3 check-ins, right? Because of the level of work that's in that company. And there's so many moving parts that you must have those 3 check-ins to stay in the know. Because if she had that 1 check-in, she'll be lost, because she don't know what's going on, because there's a lot of moving parts. So Casey, do you want to talk about that? How you able to communicate with your client and also give that great customer experience?
Yeah. So, yeah, if it was just one check-in per week, I would be so lost. So it is 15 minutes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it sometimes goes over the 15 minutes because there is so much going on. And when it comes to communication, pretty recently the scope of work has kind of changed. The level of her work has also changed, which means the level of my work and expectations have changed. So being able to sit down and have that conversation during one of those check-ins on like, okay, things are different, things are changing. This is what's going on. This is where I'm at. This is where you're at. We need to come to some sort of agreement. Like, what are the next steps here? And being able to really go over those and come to a common ground and be like, okay, I hear you. I understand. This is the scope that we're moving towards. And now I'm doing mainly project stuff, but knowing what the expectations are and clear expectations, then I know to kind of like what to switch up and what to keep. So, because of those conversations, really being able to switch it up and provide what is needed because it's ever changing.
Awesome. Thank you, Casey. Jasmine, do you want to add anything to that topic, communication and customer service? I know that that's something that you love talking about.
Yeah, sure. So, communication, I'm big on communication. I believe that clarity is the most important thing in order for a business to be successful. If you are providing information and your VA doesn't understand what's going on, they're going to produce incorrect work or work that's just going to have to be redone, losing time, so on and so forth. So, yes, the communication, put the information everywhere, create documents, do whatever you have to do to get those that word out. But I just wanted to do a case study. I have a client. I work with the insurance company, and one of my tasks is to draft emails, right? So usually I'll draft the email, send it over to my client. She approves it. She sends it back. But this one particular time, me rushing, I left my strategy on the document. And now my strategy is to create an agenda for everything because it's just my way of keeping on task and being organized. So I left the agenda on there and I crossed them out with check boxes and stuff. And I sent the document to her unknowingly. And it is now a procedure that is done daily now. So now we put agendas at the top of all documents, and she knows everything that I'm doing. So now it's a new form of communication, and she loves it. It was unintended, but she loves it. So I just wanted to touch on that.
Awesome. That was a oopsie, but a good oopsie. Cora?
So for me, I feel like communication is the first point of contact. Um, when you're working with your clients, if you're not able to express, and sometimes communication is going to be a little bit of frustration or annoyance. And it's also learning that they may not be frustrated with you, they just may be frustrated with that process. And for me, stepping into entrepreneurship, that was like super duper hard for me to kind of understand because in the employee world, most of your managers aren't going to come yell at you. They're just going to give you your task and keep on going. And it was like, oh, okay. And so as I got to know my clients, you got to realize how to like help them through the process and be the devil advocate, but soothe them as well, which was a nice it was nice because I built a trust and a relationship with them. So one, I learned to be a little bit thick skinned. Thank you to all my wonderful clients. But I also learned that not to take it personal, but that, hey, I see you're frustrated. Is there something else that I can help you with? It may not even have anything to do with the work. And really, if you're an entrepreneur, you kind of really already know that 9 out of 10, it really has nothing to do with work. You're just trying to manage life. And you just need that. You need that sounding board. You need that friend. And so it's great, but I've learned going that extra mile, the unthinkable, sending them a message of, hey, this is done, but I noticed that this needed to be done. So I went ahead and took care of it for you. Is there anything else? It's that surprise element. I think that customer service kind of let go, not just doing your assignment, but doing it with an extra smile. It makes a big difference, and it makes that person day so much better because they know that I can I can trust her. If I go on vacation, she got this. I can enjoy this vacation. My tasks are going to be done. So communication has always been big. Coach Tikwa has definitely taught me that, I'll, hey, I dropped the ball today. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get to it. It's just as simple as that. Or, hey, I see that you were super busy, so I knew you needed an extra 5 minutes to get to this destination. So I just wanted to let you know I I gave you extra room in this travel time. It's stuff that you think is small, but it makes a big difference not only for you, but it makes it for your clients because then they know that you're not just about the money, but you're about their well-being and their business. And that's what we're here for. We're here to watch your business, take care of it, and watch it grow. And that doesn't come easy. And so communication is important for that.
Thank you, Cora, for saying that because I was thinking about some of those things as being a assistant, where that key thing, not taking it personal, right? So as you are building a relationship with your clients, you're getting to know them, and they getting to know you as well. And being in a business, working with multiple clients from different industries, it can be a bit stressful and overwhelming. So I'm just going to just paint that picture where it's not always peaches and cream. There's no perfect world and no perfect entrepreneurship, right? We are still humans as well. So we are going to get frustrated with the client, and the client is probably going to get frustrated with us, not intentionally being frustrated, but because of all the stuff that they're going through. Because as a CEO, a owner of a business, you taking on so many projects, right? And if someone drops the ball over here and this one, you don't know what to do, and you have all these other pieces, and you don't have a strong team pulling together to make sure things are right. You want to make sure, as this is your business, this is your baby, that everything is going and working fine. Then you have those management that have their boss, right? Whether they're executive or president or CEO um, of the business, that put the pressure on your client, right? So now the pressure is on you, not intentionally, because now this got to be done, that got to be done, that got to be done. And sometimes we have to, like Cora said, be thick skinned and just take the whips. That's it, not being disrespected. And I'm pretty sure that, you have clients that show their frustration, and it may seem like they're mad at you, but think about the role that they're in, and putting yourself in that place too, because you're a business owner too, right? So just taking that into consideration and not taking it personally, not taking it personally. And I think that this is in the corporation as well. You did or do a job, and then you're dealing with so many personalities. You have the ones that don't say nothing to you. You have the ones that don't say good morning to you. You have the ones that just drop stuff on your desk or just pass by you. Like, if you don't know, not, they don't see you, like you don't exist until they want something. You have to be able to deal with those multi personalities and just continue to keep a smile on your face. That is called customer service at its best. As long as somebody is respecting you, right, and not going out of the realm of yelling and screaming and doing all that stuff to you, then that crosses the line. That's when you need to put that person in place, or decide, if this happens again, then we no longer are fit with one another. So, Bree, do you have anything to say about communication or customer service?
I think I would just add in there, adding on to what Cora was saying, communication is very important. And, also caring about your clients to a certain extent. I know, Tikwa, you said, we'd be all up in this stuff. And I know a situation for me, I had to messaged Chiqua to message my client on the side just to make sure she was still alive. And when we met Monday, she was like, I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, but you typically respond in like 2 hours. It was like 3 days and I didn't hear from you. So, just being able to express that care for them too, that will really go a long way as well.
Yes, thank you, Bree, for pointing that out, because I'm telling you, when you have someone that you're building a relationship with, and you notice that things are different, something changed, that something happened or whatever, and then you worry. We human, and because we're building this relationship with this person, we care. Because I care about your business and I do care about you as well. So building that relationship and showing that you do care, and reaching out to them and making sure that they are right, because that goes a long way too. Thank you, Bree. All right, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is under the tips is skilled VAs. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Multi-skilled, resourceful VAs. That is something that you should be looking for, unless you're just looking for someone just to take care of recurring tasks, and you just want somebody just like, I throw the task at you and you just get it done, right? That's different than someone who is multi-talented and resourceful VA. Someone to be able to do some research for you, right? Do some comparison to you and give you a list of things of maybe your competitors or something like that, right? Or someone who does reach out to your potential clients, that you may have particular questions, right? But because they work with your clients so closely, they know them, right? They get the questions, they communicate with them, and then you drive on home and say, hey, well, I noticed that such and such a client, whatever, is concerned about this and blah, blah, blah. Just putting not all of your feelings into it, but just taking a look at everything across the board, from the client to their clients to their customers, and treating them just like, you would want someone to treat you. Having someone who is very skillful in areas. If you need someone who knows a little tech, who does admin services and do social media, then you should be looking for virtual assistants with those skill sets, right? And what are some of the questions that you should be asking? Because sometimes we don't know what to ask when it comes to tech, because maybe your client is technically challenged, right? So when it comes to tech, Casey, what are some of the questions that someone who's not really techie, or just technically challenged, and they need someone who is technical and provide admin services, what type of questions should they be asking when they are looking for that type of virtual assistant with those skill sets?
Well, that's kind of a hard question to answer, because how I even got into this specialty is people coming to me with their problems, not knowing what they need. So it's really, if you're overwhelmed and there's tasks that are just confusing and there's systems, you may not categorize it as a system. Like I mentioned before, it's just a step-by-step process, something that's repetitive. If that is confusing to you, or if it's something that can be recurring and it's different every time, or you're just not technically savvy, and it's just overwhelming even thinking about it or looking at that part of your business, then that probably falls under systems. So most of the time it really is people not knowing what services they need or what solutions they need. They just tell us their problems, and then we usually find that it is a systems issue, and then we provide the solution and offer them that solution.
Yes. Thank you, Casey. Another thing is like, if you're going to the VA, and this can also be a suggestion to the VA as well, is paying attention to those things. So what's different about our agency is that when you get on a consultation, you're getting on a consultation with 3 people. And that is planned strategically, because we each bring different skill sets at that call. One is taking notes and paying attention, which is Jazzy, who is a great note taker and she pulls out the important things that she thinks that we need to hear, and reiterate that at the meeting with the client. And then the client is like, yes, that's exactly what I need. Or yes, you really focused on the things that, I'm overwhelmed with, and things like that. And then Casey is the one that, okay, this one has a lot of problems. She needs some systems in place, and then being able to say, well, one, this is not working because, there is no process. I see that you're all over the place. No wonder you're overwhelmed, because you don't have a process in place. So one of the questions may be, do you have a SOP? Do you have any training docs? Have you written down your process? And things like that, because people get overwhelmed because they don't know how to put a process in place. They do it every day, but they're doing this and they're doing that, and they're doing a little bit of this. They dabbling in a little bit, and they're not really accomplishing their goals because they dabbling in each and everything. So this is why when we have those consultations with three of us, we kind of focus in on the things that are the top three most important things that they need to tackle with first. Like, what is the major things that needs to be done first? Let's talk about those things, right? And let's get those out of the way. And everything else will fall in line afterwards. So it's very important that when you are listening to your clients as a VA, pay attention to all those things. If you're not a system processy person, then it's going to be hard for you to kind of find solutions for that client. And it's going to be a challenge for you because maybe you don't have processes in your business, or you don't know anything about putting processes in your business. So it's going to be hard for you to decipher that this client do need some processes. And for the client, some of those questions that you can ask is like, start with the systems that you use. Okay, I don't know nothing about tech stuff, but all I know, I got MailChimp, I got this, I got that. Just name the things that you got and just say, well, I don't know how to use it, right? And then the VA should then say, well, okay, well, I do know how to do MailChimp. That's email marketing. How often do you want to send your email? Do you do any email marketing? And just having those questions readily available so that you know that you can help this client, because these are the tools and stuff that you know how to use. Anybody else want to offer anything in regards to that?
Yes, I added a question.
Okay.
So if you are asking what's an SOP, that's probably the first step. So it's systems and operating procedures.
Mhm.
So usually if you don't know what those are, that's probably the first step.
Yeah, definitely. And we're very big on that. Cora.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The one that have us whipping us in shape.
They're important.
Because I knew we needed them. I was like dead set on them, but I didn't want to make them. So Cora's got us going.
Give it to the expert.
The truth comes out. You guys have all heard it.
Okay, so hiring a VA or hiring a team is going to save you time and money. And how, you may ask? Well, you don't have to hire a VA part-time or full-time. You can hire them based off the hours needed for your business. So that is how you're going to save money, right? Because now you don't have no overhead charges. You don't have to pay taxes. You're just paying a package that fits your business needs, right? And doesn't necessarily need to have someone 40 hours a week or maybe 20 hours, right? Maybe 10 hours a week for now until you start growing into and scaling your business and you need more help. So whereas it's a virtual assistants usually don't take 40 hours a week because they are entrepreneurs just like you. So if they was going to work 40 hours a week, 9-to-5 job. So you're not going to find a virtual assistant that is going to provide you either 20 hours a week or 40 hours a week. So that's when you need to maybe think about hiring an agency. And in that agency, you'll be assigned to a client manager that may do 20 hours, may not do 40 hours a week. Now, if it's 40 hours, that probably be split between 2 client managers, right? That is going to split those hours per week. So, but you're not going to get one client manager that's going to be working 40 hours a week. So that is something to consider when you're thinking about how many hours you need per week, per month, for your business need. If you're thinking about 10 to 40 hours or maybe even 60 hours a month, you know, I rarely see the 60 hours for a solo assistant, then VA. However, in the agency, you can get all those hours as well. And you can grow with the agency to build up to 20, 40, 60 hours a week, however you want to do that. And that also could be customizable on based off of your needs. Maybe you need admin, maybe you need tech, maybe you need some social media and some other stuff. Maybe you need to put some systems in place, right? And that can cover all of that in certain packages. So anybody want to add to that? Save time and save money. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about number 3, how we can help you. So we talked about client manager. We talk about support staff. We talk about skill VAs. And if you're looking for someone who is a skilled virtual assistant, and also, what did I talk about? I'm sorry. Who's that, Cora? Oh, I thought she blinked out. And looking for someone who needs help with your staff as well. If you're a growing company, and then consider having I'm sorry, I'm getting stuck with my words, a consultation with us, so that we can help you with that. Because when we talk about client manager, we say that a lot, right? Client manager is your virtual assistant, EVA, not virtual assistant, your EVA, the executive virtual assistants, and they will be assigned to managers, right? The support team is more of the back end and supporting the client manager, right? Supporting them within your business with your staff, staff needs, so that the client manager is focusing on the CEO or any other manager, depending on what package range it is. Because say, for example, you have the 80-hour package, you may just have one client manager. Now, if you're talking about 120 to 160 hours a month, then, and depending on how many managers you have, then maybe it also depends on the hours allotted to each manager as well, and then how much time you're going to allot to your team. And what we have created in our agency is having a ticketing system. So Casey, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the work order system we have put in place for our new elite packages. And what that is exactly what Tikwa was explaining. The client manager are assigned to the executives. And then we have created a package where we offer support to their staff as well. So their senior level team member or their managers. I've seen it's pretty common that the managers or senior level staff members also need assistance, but it's not within the budget or open position within the organization for them to get direct assistance. But administrative assistance is usually offered. They're usually working on the same thing as the executives, depending on the program. So there's times where us as their EVAs are kind of working with the whole team. And so we built this package so that their managers can delegate some tasks off of their list as well. But it is set up differently. So they don't get a direct EVA. They have access to a work order system that we've put in place, and it can be customized to each client, so each account, because the information, the fields in it need to be a little different depending on their needs or their industry. So they will have access to that work order system. They can provide all of the information needed, and they submit it within a 24-hour in advance notice. And it goes into our ClickUp, which is our project management system, and it goes in as a task. And then either me or Tikwa or everybody on the team kind of come in and look, and what skill does it fall under? Does it fall under general administration, social media, or tech? And depending on the skill set chosen by the manager when submitting the task, then it decides who it gets assigned to. So we still ensure that each person, based on their skill set, is providing the best that they can to that work order request. And so that we're still providing high-end services even to their our client staff members as well. Okay. Let me know if I missed anything on that, Tikwa.
No, you did a great job. But I also wanted to note that even though we have set up the system, everybody is equal in the agency. So it's not like there's a lower staff, because we call them support team. They have the skill set as if they were a client manager. It's just that some prefer to do more of behind the scenes type of work, but they have all the skill sets that needed to help your staff, right? So it's not just general support that you're going to be getting. You're going to get someone who's techie. You probably get someone who does awesome graphics. You're going to get someone who can do a banging PowerPoint presentation for you, because they have the skill sets to do that. But the whole point of this whole system is for our client managers to focus on our executives, our CEOs, so that they getting the support that they need, because they carry the bulk of everything. They carry their team, the projects, and the worries and the overwhelm of the success of their business. So having that business partner, that your business bestie, that's keeping you accountable in your business, is what we do. And then also with the help and the support of the rest of the team as well, being able to support your staff so that they're not feeling overwhelmed or overlooked because you have a virtual assistant. And okay, well, what about everybody else? I need some admin stuff. Everybody in any position, they do a little bit of admin and they work too. So why not share the wealth? Sharing is caring. Take care of your staff as well, because we are equipped with our client managers, for our CEO and our executives, and also to support your staff as well, that have a plethora of services and skill sets for you and your staff. All right. So the next thing that we are going to talk about, I have to look at my notes, is what to expect. So what to expect when you work with us. We can only talk about what you can expect when you work with us, and hopefully that, whoever else that you have a discovery call, that, it's just as good as ours. So when you work with us, the first thing that we're going to have is a consultation, and that's the one-on-one. And that's when you're going to get 3 of us. You're going to get myself, you're going to get Casey, and you're going to get Jazzy. And like we mentioned earlier, it's strategically planned like that, so that we have all eyes and ears on you and we're not missing anything. Then after the discovery call, you will be moving to the next step. You will get a proposal sent to you, laying out all what we spoke about at the discovery call, with the scope of work, so that we are on the same page, that this is the services that we're providing you, or we're providing your staff, and there's this clear communication about what is going to be offered to you under that package, so there's no confusion. If you want to take a look at it, you want to add something, you want to remove something, we're there to work that out with you. You also will get, as a complimentary from our social media manager, Bree, a social media audit. She does an excellent job with the social media audit. She wowed one of our potential clients that is waiting to hear from her until she put some things in place. And she was like, oh my God, I wasn't even coming to you for social media. But she said, oh my God, I knew my social was bad, but wow, I need social media too. And I like that Bree put the spin on the website as well. She went as far as looking at her website and giving her some suggestions for that, and some suggestions for her LinkedIn page, I believe it was, and stuff like that. So she was wild by that. And that's just a complimentary that we give you just in case you're considering social media and some of the areas that you may need work in. Then if when you pay your invoice and everything is peachy and you're ready to work and rock and roll, you're going to schedule your first kickoff call with us. And again, you're going to get myself, you're going to get Casey, and you're going to get the client manager that is assigned to you. Okay. And that is also how we match you and your VAs. Is based off of what we spoke about at the consultation, the skill sets that's needed, and where you stress where you need certain things. Like, say, for example, you say that, well, I need my my client manager to be like 10 steps ahead of me. I need her to be strategic. I need her to make sure that I'm being accountable for what I'm doing. We pay attention to those key things while we are on that consultation, and we already have in mind like who we're going to match you with already, right? And then on that kickoff call, you're going to meet, and we're going to go through our regular rundown where we need access to everything that we need in order for us to start working with you. We talked about those 3 top things that you want done right away. Well, that's what we're going to be working on tackling there. Like, we need access to this. We need information here. What is your process so we can get that done, because we want to give you some quick wins, right? We want to make sure that those things are getting taken care of, because those are your top 3 things that you said that you want done. Casey is your system girl. We work with ClickUp. ClickUp is our favorite tool that we work with, and she is going to build out your space according to your process, right? And maybe she may give you some suggestions in regard to your process as well, and she's going to lay that out for the client manager to be organized and be able to go step by step in the order that Casey had collected from you. Then after that, if you need any ClickUp training, that ClickUp training you will have to book a little bit later because she has to build out your space, and then she'll have a call with you to kind of go over everything if you want to utilize the space. However, we do give our clients the option of using their own space, and we'll work with where you at if you rather work in your own space. We'll try to see if we can integrate the ClickUp with our system, if it's integratable. If not, no worries, because the client manager will still be able to work out of the ClickUp with the task and also your system as well, because we need to know what's going on our side and make sure that everything is being overseen and taken care of. See, we take care of you either way. All right. So once you have that ClickUp call, the last maybe 15 to 20 minutes of that meeting, Casey and I will jump off and give you and your client manager a chance to get to know each other a little bit, maybe start scheduling out those check-in when you want to have the check-in call. And then from there, the responsibility is for the client manager to build that relationship with the client. Then after that, me and Casey is out of it, right? You are now working with your client manager. You have any issues or you need some clarification, then your client manager is the one that you're going to go to, because this is your business bestie now. Anything that has to do with invoicing, upgrading to hours, or anything within about your account, that goes to Casey. Okay. And she deals with that. But any working relationship is you and your client manager, because we want to make sure that you and your client manager have this awesome relationship and that y'all can talk and have an open communication about anything and everything, so that y'all can continue to have a great working relationship. At some point, depending on the level of work, where the client manager needs to pull her support staff to meet the staff, just to say, hey, I'm the one that's going to be doing your doing your recurrent items, or hi, I'm the one that's going to be doing those PowerPoint presentations or doing this or your graphics or whatever and stuff like that. Maybe it depends on the level of work that is needed for the staff so that the client manager and the support team are in alignment with each other and communicating. So that rarely will happen. Maybe sometimes you may not need to see that, but it will be nice for you to see, put a face to whoever is your support staff that's behind the scenes. So we just want everybody to feel included, feel like they're part of the family, they're part of the team as well. We don't like leaving people out because we are family here. That's what we do. It's a family affair over here. Okay. And then last but not least, you start working with your client manager and they help you with the success of your business, and you become a happy client, an everlasting client, and then you want to hire all our VAs out. Right, ladies? Do you have anything to add to that before we end this live?
No more steps. That's everything to expect.
That is everything. So this was a little longer live today, but we promise you the next 2 lives that we have is probably going to be half hour the most, but it was just a lot of stuff that we had to cover today that we wanted to make sure that you got all the information needed and stuff like that. So if you are looking to work with a team, an awesome, amazing, God-fearing woman, this is the team that you want to hire. So I have also put the booking link above us. So go ahead, click on that link and come and meet us at the consultation so we can learn about you and your business and we can build a everlasting working relationship. So have a blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you I don't think next week, right? No. We won't be seeing you next week because that's birthday week for me and Bree. I think that's next week, right? Yeah. We'll see you the following week. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.